And he said, you can get PSA 7. He said, he must have had that folded up in his wallet for weeks or something. But the way he said it was his voice. He goes, brother must have that folded up in his wallet for weeks. He said I could scrunch one up and still get a 7. He said, a 6.
Ladies and lads, there's something that you all really need to know. We are the Peppercorn Boys, and this is where the group chat became the podcast. And you can catch us every single week on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. So if you're not subscribed, join the bandwagon, because when we're episode 1,000, we've got 20 mil subs in the bank. You're gonna want to say, I was there when Bruno sounded like a Dalek, when Scott's tripod has performance issues, when Joe almost got sucked up by a hurricane. You can say you're a peppercorn for life. And this is episode 50, and Christmas has come early because we've got an Advent calendar in the background. So let's go ahead and open number 18.
Oh, very nice.
Well, you're going to have to bid for that, bro.
You're going to have to bid for that.
Yeah.
I say that's a really nice soliloquy or a monologue.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, no. I was just waiting for Emily at the end of it. No, that was actually quite nice. I remember we made a music video to Machine Gun Kelly's Bloody Valentine. And it was like, I just threw together like an edit of the brothers all through the years. And I made it. And then I made myself really emotional watching it. And I feel like this might be that moment for you. I think you might watch that back and be like, you know, before there was Nelson Mandela, you know, there was Martin Luther King. There was Bill Clinton talking about Monica Lewinsky.
Yep.
Then there was Bruno.
Yep.
And
I didn't have sex with that woman.
No, but he certainly put a cigar somewhere that he shouldn't have. And I only learned that this week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I learned that just now.
Yeah.
Me too.
That's me too, did you say? Oh, no.
Yeah.
What's happened?
Well, speaking of Me Too, by the time you hear this podcast, we're going to have a new president in America. So
yeah, we are. Joe's opening that. There's a couple of things that I feel like I need to mention because it obviously is episode 50. There is an advent calendar behind us. And I'll just say, we are streaming the Peppercorn Boys Sports Cards.
Yes.
Which is the first little venture outside of the podcast. It all goes into the Brothers Or bank account. But what you don't know is this is a fully taxed bank account. This is a business account.
We're a business.
That one day will be the Peppercorn. So streaming here, the podcast, TBA on SeatGeek, TBA Wrestling, it all goes towards paying for this podcast. It goes towards, you know, hosting it, the mics, my awful mics, lights, Bruno's time.
Me not coming in tired from work.
Joe not coming in tired.
Eventually.
Because eventually you buy enough tickets or enough trading cards, Joe won't have to be tired.
No.
And, you know, and if anything, that's another monologue that I think that sounded pretty good.
We're 50 episodes deep.
Essentially, we just got to a 50th episode and I played for money.
You did like a little greedy salamander.
Salamander?
You also said don't jump off, get on the bandwagon, don't jump off, which Dak Prescott said 3 weeks ago. And I mean, 3 weeks later, he said, God, we suck on the sideline. So I'm hoping in 3 episodes, we don't do this.
Actual visibly said, God, we suck. But would you rather a quarterback say, God, we suck, or visibly yawning on the sidelines whilst being benched because he tapped out?
Did he yawn this week?
He's not doing well.
It was a harsh circumstance. I'm not going to get into it, but it was harsh. There was something I was going to bring up and I can't remember because you went on such a big monologue after mine because you saw mine and you were like, I have to try and outdo this guy.
Yeah, that's pretty much the makeup of the relationship.
The story of the story of our friendship.
Me and Bruno are matching today.
You got maroon.
Yeah.
We got some awesome autumn colours going on here.
It's maroon, you idiot.
Maroon. What's that from? Ozfest or something?
Nah, it's from
Battle for Ozfest.
That was Whenever You're Ready,
Whenever
dude.
You're ready, dude. That's that.
No, the maroon was from Dane Cook Fisher Circles.
Oh, very nice. It's interesting, isn't it, how we've all got quotes from our lives that we've stuck with, but they're from the most niche,
early 2000s.
Like, episode 3 of Battle for Ozfest. We remember this one line.
Yeah.
Hey, episode, what was it, like 4 or 5 of Laguna Beach season 1, maybe. My car is Dunzo, and that's kept with me ever since.
That's incredible.
Dunzo's a thing that's stuck with everyone. I mean, the hotel room that we stayed in Arizona has stayed with us to a deep level of, if you figure out the room, you figure out you can get into this and you can get into that and can get into the podcast. I mean, don't figure out that room. But I mean, there was 8,500 rooms, so figure it out. Yeah. And if you think of someone's PIN, it's 4 digits. So it's up to 99999.
Just don't try.
It's just as likely, really, to find it. Either way, unless on our Facebook we have a picture of it, which we probably do, but don't go look at it.
We're screwed.
We are, yeah.
We are, yeah, we are. We are. Montez
That's
Ford
what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yes, I said I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. I felt I could open with that one because it's the 50th episode. We've done so many together, so we've worked so many times together that I feel I can nick your gimmicks.
Oh yeah.
However, little shout out to Cody there, and then obviously you lost We Are, and now you've lost the POV entrance, so it's all up for grabs.
Yeah,
and because of that, we're now selling
trading cards. So please check out Whatnot, the Peppercorn Sports cards. I don't know. I don't remember working either of those teams for them to steal it.
No, not a chance.
Here we are. I honestly think, and this is like a wrestling thing, because I mean, you could talk to maybe a Little Red. You could maybe talk to the Big Red Machine. You ask any wrestler, they think someone will ask my headlock. It's like a headlock. In wrestling, a lot of things get stolen, but people claim very minimal, like, oh my God, that's my diving headbutt. Not that everyone has done a diving headbutt.
I'm going to be honest. The fact that we came up with the shield.
But we didn't, did we?
Wait, no, because there is a direct correlation to how that information...
No, we brought that up.
Yeah, we've done this on the podcast.
Yeah, that is...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that it definitely happened, but there's enough there that there's people that could have got information to the right places.
What I'm going to say on the subject is, I think if you get enough creative people together, they'll eventually come up with the same ideas. Yeah. And the POV, the We Are, I mean, we did the We Are before We Are NXT, but they only do it because it's We Are NXT, which is what Triple H says. Yeah. So,
and we only came up with We Are because Paul Heyman said, when doing a promo, you need something to introduce yourself to people. And so we say, ladies and lads, welcome to the Peppercorn Boys.
Yeah. These are things you just pick up, and I think enough creative people get together, and enough. I mean, we did the POV because we watched Stora.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Montez had the GoPro in the mouth.
I don't think he did. I think it was head mount.
I think it was Apple glasses.
Oh, that's even cooler. All right, he's absolutely. That's Brother Zor on a Bruno budget.
Yeah, that really annoys me. I'll say this: Johnny Gargano's actually been doing the POV things for his vlog for about a month. So Johnny Gargano generally has had We Are and the POV entrances for a while,
and he loves trading cards.
Yeah, and he's looking for what's his name?
I'll tell you what,
Nick Chubb rookie card is what he's actively looking for.
I'll tell you what he's going to be after. I got a little card in there that he'll definitely want to get his hands on. So I might reach out.
I need to know what these cards are. You've kept this a dirty little secret from me. I feel what went down in the group chat is everyone has this app apart from Bruno. So I feel like a lot of discourse was going around without the big man.
No.
And things don't roll down the hill without a big man. So I don't know what you're thinking.
No. I think we were saving ourselves. We were saving you from yourself. Because, I mean, I'm an addictive person with no money. But my God, the trading cards interest me.
Yeah.
So, but what it was Louis, we'll talk about it because one, it's something that's going on in a minute. And also it's what goes down in the group chat. Lewis mentioned this maybe 3-4 months ago. He just said him and Sam watched this app called Whatnot, and I didn't know what the Whatnot was. Whatnot was.
Yeah.
And he said, I think the Brothers Orr showbizzing up one of these because I mean they're really just people's hands.
Yeah.
Just opening cards and stuff. And like,
you have to do it properly nice though.
Yeah, and
that's where I got it. It all came from like I came onto Whatnot with the whole Pokemon resurgence.
There's a lot of Pokemon on there.
There's loads of Pokemon, and he was like, just check it out. And I checked it out. I must admit, I checked it out one night. And I thought I don't have a clue what's going on. Yeah. I couldn't figure out the app.
Well, I think he sent you a voice note when we were on. We were on the road.
We were in Reading somewhere
in a hotel.
Hotel.
And I didn't. And when even listening to the voice note, I had no idea what it was.
And I could tell by the tone of Sam's voice, he wasn't fully understanding what was going on, but he was like, yeah, the boys should be doing that. And I thought, yeah, okay, I'll look into it.
He's our biggest cheerleader, though, to be fair.
Who's Sam?
Yeah.
Maybe for you guys. I mean, he's the opposite of me. I mean, that guy's main objective is that I never make it to SmackDown. That's all. He'll see himself as making it if I never make it.
Yeah.
More than if he gets WrestleMania. That's a fact. And I know that's going to be clipped and put in the group chat later, so leave this by. Yes.
Right down in Mexico.
Was not was reference.
That was, yeah.
Very good. But he told us to do it, and I didn't fully understand the app, and I was like, yeah, I get it. And then he kind of got me on case breaks for football cards and stuff like that. And I was watching it. Then I got involved, and the app is really well done. This is an advertisement. And I thought, you know what, that's quite easy to do, quite slick, blah, blah, blah. And I started to understand more about trading cards, what a base is, what a numbered card is, an auto, a patch, whatever it is, up to PSAs. And I was like, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is before time, but I mean, this PSA 9 Haaland is going tonight. So it's a very nice card.
That was my first purchase.
Yeah. And it kind of made a lot more sense to me. And then, so when it came into the chat, it sounded like it came from left field, like there's something been done behind Bruno's back. But what in fact had happened?
At midnight, half midnight this morning.
The worst part is your personality is so toxic that when I put that in, I was nervous about waking up. And then when I saw that everyone responded and he hadn't, and I knew he was online at some point, I thought, he's so offended. I was so
tired.
And then obviously he didn't say like, oh, this is awesome, I'll be in there. His response was, of course I have whatnot. So I was like, oh, okay. Like it's aggressive, but I think he will support
100%. Yeah. You have to read between the lines with me, all right? If you're going to come out,
read between these lines.
Yeah, good one.
That was a scene thing, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah. Do you know when you said ask any wrestler? I went straight back to, and the obscure references, I just went back to Fast and Furious where it's like, ask any racer. If it doesn't matter whether you win by an inch or a mile, winning's winning.
Winning is winning. No, you are right. Honestly, it's embarrassing to say. That sounds like something Arteta would say to his team.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so it just kind of, it's come down the pike. It's at a point.
Cool.
And but also again, like I said, it's what I want with the Peppercorn. And again, I think episode 50 is a cool thing to kind of to kind of let everyone know that does listen, kind of where we're going with it. And like I said, we've talked about before, like we want Peppercorn on its own to be like Barstool.
Yeah.
But not like Barstool, but as in we have our versions, the Peppercorn boys. We've had ideas of like voicemails.
It's a media conglomerate.
Yeah, Patreon. We got sports cards.
Don't release the secrets, mate.
No, but I think we should
be an open book.
We should lure people into some of these ideas we have.
Just know that we got stuff cooking because, like the chef I am, I'm cooking. No,
Bruno's Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Bruno's Breaking Bad. But we are, and like Bruno with like a media company and things. We'd love to do it all under the same umbrella, and these are things that are going to come down. And hopefully, if you're listening to this and you're subscribed and all these things and seeing these thumbnails, they're out of control.
Yeah.
You're going to stick with us, like Bruno said, from the get-go, because we hope to kind of build this into a real thing that we can get interactive with everyone that listens or wants to be involved or, anything like that. And the world's our oyster, really. And obviously the two other Peppercorns also need to be visible at some point.
They're silent partners at this moment in time.
I can say, the time I was recording, they're in Sheffield Wrestling, so
wow,
we'll figure it out. I've said Sheffield. I don't know if it's Sheffield or Nottingham, but it's one of them.
Yeah, I think Sheffield.
They did the O2 yesterday. Just quietly do the O2 and just in the chat just go, yeah, what cards did you get today? And I'm just like, I hate the fact you're doing that. You just worked the O2 and you're asking about trading cards. Mad.
That's what they do. How was your Halloween weekend?
It was all right. I can't remember what. Yeah, it was fine. Why?
No, you were giving me such jip over last week's podcast. You were like, "What have you got planned? Just going to let it go by?" I was just wondering what you got up to.
I got some Reese's Pieces in, and go check out Bruno's personal YouTube channel to go watch a mukbang.
They're not Reese's, they're ours.
Yeah, honestly, you guys, when we talk about we quote things from things. We quote Kieran in that one video we made that 40 people saw, but it's like one of my favorite quotes. Yeah. It tastes like oil. Honestly, I was probably as sick as I've ever felt in my life.
I don't think I've laughed as much at you in that episode when you did that Gordon Ramsay impression.
Honestly, if I can get into a Gordon Ramsay, you sent me one on TikTok the other day, and like, I don't know what it is about it. It's the same with Conor McGregor impressions. I can't not watch it. It gets me really interested. No, we did that Reese's Pieces. I got some Reese's Pieces. I watched Casper.
Nice.
Good lad.
Good.
Really good. It holds up, but I mean, I don't think they make that film today. No. Because there's a couple of things in there you think, then you're getting away with that with kids. It's a little scarier than I remember.
Is it?
And
is it?
Yeah, it's quite like aggressive. And it's really sad.
Is it?
Yes, it's very sad.
Yeah, because if like Casper can't cross over.
No.
Because he has no like what's it called? He's not accepted it, kind of. What's the word? I don't know what it was.
He's not.
You know what I mean, though.
He's in limbo.
Yeah, so he's not crossed over because he's not accepted his situation or whatever. Or he hasn't got closure on something. His dad from the other room, from deep in the other room. He hasn't got closure on his dad. But, you know, in the film, the villains die. Okay. Just die. Come back as ghosts. I mean, Casper's situation where he essentially gives up his own life for the girl's dad, who played the girl that plays Wednesday in the old Addams Families, isn't this? Oh, Christina Ricci.
Yeah.
Her dad dies in it, but then comes back to life. But Casper is the reason.
Yeah.
So, but there's just so much. People just actively keep dying.
How about the spoiler of Devon Sauer at the end?
Yeah, Devon Sauer, he's levitating.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. And also, there's loads of cameos.
Is there?
Like, there's an Arnie bit in it. There's
I do remember.
Mel Gibson's in it.
Oh my God. I need to definitely get that back out.
It was quite a big deal when it was out.
Ghostbusters, when they go into the house originally, Dan Aykroyd runs out as a Ghostbuster and says, I'm not doing this house, and leaves. And you're just like, what's happening?
I think I remember when it came out in the cinema, it was a pretty big deal at the time.
It's mad. It's such a weird film. But no, it definitely holds up, and it was definitely a good Halloween spooky fest.
I watched Tubi Halloween again.
Okay.
You said it last week. Have you watched it again since then?
Was that last week?
Joe.
Days blend.
I watched the trailer for that at the weekend, and I was like, I don't know if I f- with this. It didn't
get you going.
It didn't grab me, so I need to probably be in the right mood, probably with one of you two.
Yeah.
And it's just like, let's chuck it on, and it's so good, and then we'll have a jolly old good time.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. I mean, like, it's the kind of film that he's going to fart and fall over because of it. Like, it's one of them. It's a bit silly.
Yeah.
But like I said last week, with Halloween, I think it's more spooky than horror. I think horror is for any time.
100%.
I had this conversation with Lisa. I asked her if there's
What did you ask her?
I said, is there a difference between Halloween films and horror films?
100%. What did she say? Yeah, she said.
Yes.
Smart. I like that. She seems smart.
We watched a ton of horror.
You should keep her, Joe. You should lock her down.
Well, if you listen to a couple episodes ago, you can find out if I am.
He started down because, I mean, we've got a date. He said it on here.
I did. And everyone's invited. They're not.
And I was about to go into Senses Fail. I went and watched Venom, The Last Dance.
Oh, wow. Is this the first film, second film, third film? What is it?
Fourth.
Is it?
Oh, wow.
And I can't remember the third at all.
Yeah, I didn't know there was three.
What happened I can definitely remember 1 and 2. I can't remember 3, but I definitely did watch it, I think. That was very impromptu. Had a nice little Five Guys before, and then Venom. And then, like I said, on the Saturday, I watched Gotham.
Nice.
But Heretic is booked for this Friday. And then we go, you know?
I miss going to the cinema.
I mean, he can't stay out of them. Brutus Gotham is that the Penguin film?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. It's a series, yeah.
That's being played by Will Ferrell, right?
Yeah. That'd be good.
I'd go see that.
Yeah.
I'd go see that.
Oh, yeah.
It's got the mother from How I Met Your Mother in it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is she the lady from Palm Springs?
I think so. That's Amber Heard. Palm Springs, Amber Heard.
Hidden Palms.
Hidden Palms is what he's thinking.
Hidden Palms.
I'm talking about the film Palm Springs.
It's got
Andy Samberg. I mean, he had everything wrong there, but I'll let him go with it. You're right in what you were thinking, though. Like but your channel there was so correct. But I mean, it was nothing to do with what we were talking about.
I had Hidden Palms in my head.
Bruno's lost audio. We've lost audio. He's so nervous. Bruno, talk.
Hello.
You're fine.
How did he lose audio? What did he do?
He punched something, I think, because he got aggressive. I saw his eyebrows go.
Whoa!
That was a good clip last week when I just said, James Gordon, like when he
I know. I will clip that up. I promise.
It's very good. And we've seen it in the group chat thing, haven't we?
I know, but I need to clip it up and put it on TikTok because I can't have it. It's basically a slander channel for you at the moment.
Yeah, we need to get something the other way.
Yeah.
I was going to say Palm Springs is the film with Andy Samberg. That he lives the same day.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
It's on Prime. It's one of my favorite modern films.
Is it?
It's so good.
Right.
Again, I think Andy Samberg might be at the top of the list of my idols.
Oh yeah.
So I might be a little bit biased when it comes to his stuff. But I think it's him and her. I think she's the main lady in Hidden. I'm about to say Hidden Palms. It's Palm Springs.
In Palm Springs.
I'm still living in Hidden Palms. But
is she the one with the big eyes?
Me too. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. I understand more than
plays the bass, right?
Yes.
No, blue saxophone. Is that right?
Yes. Yes, it is her. I need to watch that film.
It's on Prime. It's free if you've got Prime, obviously. And guys, if you're listening to this, in the comments, ask for my login if you need it. So I've got Amazon Prime. Just put
it down there. Christine Melotti.
Is that her name? Okay. Yeah, but she's really good in that. That's a funny film. It's basically
shout.
Groundhog Day, but it's got a lot more like not unaliving and big time comedy in it. So yeah, you'll enjoy it. It's very good.
Good recommendation. Look at you. You're such a little film buff, film nerd, aren't you?
Honestly, I said Dan Aykroyd just like as if it meant nothing. It just rolled out of my mouth. And
speaking of the spooky season and horror movies and horror maybe not being the Halloween spooky vibe, let's ask the question, shall we? Who dies first in a horror movie?
Have us three.
Yeah. Or the five.
Oh, the five. The five is interesting. I think because he would say me, Sam dies first. I think Lewis is the only one that survives.
Yeah.
Somewhere
in
the
middle, us three kind of go out. Yeah. But I mean, they've already got enough.
I think I go out pretty early doors. I'm not running away from stuff. Like, I'm not getting away from anything, am I?
I mean, you're nimble, so I mean, you'd get away, but then you'd pull up with a calf and then it'd catch up. So, I mean, I think
if I fall down a ditch, I'm done for.
Honestly, I think if you're within 100 meters of when Sam unalives at the start of the film, you'll faint from the gruesomeness of it, and then they'll come over.
No, that's slander. No. I had that.
Bruno's awful when it comes to blood, but it's only with him, I think.
Yeah, Claire brought this up a couple of weeks ago. I don't. It's only when I have. It's to myself, and I think I said it on an earlier podcast as well. It only happens if it's a cut on myself, but anyone else, I'm fairly decent. So cut yourself right now, and let me see if I throw up.
I think I'm the opposite. Like,
by the way, if that doesn't make you want to watch this episode, I mean, what else will? Let's see if we can make him throw up. Yeah, I'm the opposite. I think with it, if it depends how gruesome it is. I don't think I'm that bothered.
I think when it happens to me, like cuts, injuries, or anything, I'm not too bothered. I think the adrenaline gets you through.
Yeah, I think I'm worse with other people. Like, I think. So, for example, when Nan used to get cut from like Gunner's Core, that would really send me.
Yeah,
but it made me feel like not faint, but I was like, whoa, because brittle skin as you get older really scares me.
Yeah.
But no, when it's me, like if I cut my head or my arm or like I've had a couple deep cuts. But
it's only if it's deep on me. If I can see like a little bit of multiple layers, I'm woozy.
Yeah. Or if you pierce his ears, or obviously if you make a mayonnaise drink near him, either way, he'll vomit.
I really don't understand where that's come from. It's so annoying. Not that you're fabricating it, because you're not.
Pure truth.
Because it's pure truth. It's so embarrassing.
I think some people, it's like, for example, they always say like in wrestling, that when you see your own blood, it does something to someone. I think it's a human reaction. It's adrenaline. I think it's just one of those things. I think some people are I don't think it's squeamish. I think it's just kind of surreal. Like,
because I fixate on it. Like with the ear pierce stuff, I think I was fixating on it. And if there's like something like when they were stitching up my hand, I was like, and then when I concentrate on it, then it just gets me a little bit.
You've already made too much. Yeah, you've made yourself so much weirder with that.
I think Works made me.
I'm a weird guy.
Yeah. Works made me a lot. Squeamish, just from like being in the vets and things.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
I don't know how I'd put up with seeing that stuff.
Yeah. No, It's I think I'm just generally not that squeamish. But I mean, if I was watching a film, like I say, when I watch Saw and stuff, I now have to be like, ooh,
yeah, I can't do that.
I don't like it. But I think it's more with, it's not the gore, it's the idea that someone's actually getting hurt.
Yeah.
That's what freaks me out the most. It's like, oh no, we could stop that.
Yeah.
So for example, like even like if I'm watching a football game and someone gets a really bad injury, like Bruno, I get fixated.
Yeah.
But I'm not like on the injury. I'm fixated on, if a second difference, that person doesn't have to alter their life.
Yeah.
And now I fixate on that theory.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
You know, like when you hear something bad happens, you're like, if the chain of command
it could have been avoided.
Could have been avoided. And I fixate
the
on that.
butterfly effect.
Mate, that film.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I thought it was the most genius thing in the world.
Top tier. That followed by Donnie Darko absolutely blew my mind.
Watched Donnie Darko within the last 12 months, fully understood it.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
Did you?
I haven't watched it since.
It's really simple, but I think we were thinking it meant so much more than what it did.
Yeah.
It's
because there was so much different conspiracies out there about it.
I think as well, I watched a director's cut, which apparently makes it way more clear.
Yeah.
Whereas I think the one that we all saw for many years wasn't a director's cut or whatever. It's the fact that all humans...
spoiler alert. Let's go.
Well, we're all connected.
Yeah.
Every human is connected. And it's just showing the visible... the portals between all the people, yeah. So how we're all connected. So we're right now, all three of our portals would be kind of going.
Yeah.
But then something over here, I start showing one over here, and you're like, that's weird. But I don't realize someone's about to come down the drive.
Okay.
It's about to affect me.
Yeah.
And then as it gets closer, then Joe's joins it because he's realized. So it's more just it's like the reverse butterfly effect and how our energies are kind of drawn each way. Oh. So again, that sounded a little bit complicated, but when you watch it, like, and you don't think, there's this means this and this means that, and it's just exactly what it is. You're like, that's actually really smart.
I think when I was watching it, I was just waiting for that rabbit to appear.
Yeah.
What's his name? Frank.
Yeah, something like that.
That was the originator of, that guy stole a career on just dribbling and crying.
Yeah.
I mean, he does roles that aren't like that, and he still dribbles and cries.
Yeah.
I watched Roadhouse the other day. He dribbled and cried in that, and I was like belly laughing.
You ever seen Southpaw? That's a good film.
I've never watched Southpaw.
I haven't watched Southpaw.
Which is odd because I'm such a movie buff.
Hey.
I've heard of it. Obviously, I've heard of it. Bruno, what did you do on it? Was it just...
Venom. It was Venom. It was Penguin. I made Hooters boneless wings and the fried onions for me and Josh.
Yeah. So...
What?
What makes some Hooters boneless rings? Do you walk around in little shorts?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, is it a special Hooters sauce to use?
I'm just painting people a picture of the vibe type of wings that I wanted to achieve.
Was there women though?
No. There was actually no women.
Okay, could you explain how these are Hooters wings?
If you go into Hooters and you ask for some boneless wings and you get given some boneless wings, they taste exactly like that.
They're exactly the same. So they wouldn't taste like Buffalo Wild Wings or Wingstop or...
They're air fryer ones. Basically, I made boneless buffalo wings with onions, with my crispy onions that I do on a barbecue. Quickly, it went down a tree.
If people at home want to make Hooters boneless wings in an air fryer, could you give us like a 30-minute summary? Because I would make them.
Yeah. So the easy option is to get your chicken breast, dice it up in a bowl, chuck in some paprika, some garlic powder, some onion powder. Go easy on the salt. You don't need it. Mix that through. Then I use potato and cornstarch to give it a little bit of a coating. I oil my air fryer, put them in for about 15 minutes on 200, whilst also taking them out every so to give them a shake and another oil spritz. And then for the final 5 minutes, I crank it up to about 240. And then when they're done, into a bowl, toss in your buffalo sauce.
Yay.
And then Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. You got boneless Hooters wings.
Oh yeah.
Slap my ass and call me Alice. You're right.
Yeah. there is another step. Like I would marinate the chicken in like a buttermilk and pickle juice beforehand, like for about 12 hours.
To make them really juicy when they come out.
Really tender, really juicy, yeah. But
so tender,
it went down an absolute treat.
Was it like endless but boneless?
We stopped about after 20 wings each, I would say.
How many breasts is that each? Like 4? Maybe 5.
3. We got to 3 and there was left over. So
nice.
6 breasts in total. I'd say maybe 15 then. It was a tough go. If you have we had a whole onion each basically. So
or just eat it raw. Chaser. Just crunch. I like that. That's something Joe would do. Also, you can have that with cauliflower, right? Wasn't.
Yes, 100%.
There's your vegetarian option, guys.
I 100% stand by cauliflower wings. If I was in a bind, or if I actually did want to cut down on chicken consumption, which I probably should.
Or there was just no chickens on the earth. That's the only time.
Or there was no chickens on the earth. Cauliflower 100% works.
They're nice, aren't they, cauliflower wings?
I've never had them.
Yeah, I like them. They're nice.
It's the sauce and coating that gets you.
I really like a mushroom and I really like a cauliflower. I'd replace a lot of meat with those. I like the textures.
Yeah, mushroom's good.
We've done cauliflower for roast as the main thing, like a roasted slice, like a steak, but it's a cauliflower. And I really like, as long as it's seasoned nice.
It gets a decent texture on it. It gets a texture. I'm not gonna it mimics chicken. Like you can get that sort of softy sort of texture, but it's not chicken. But it's close.
Some would say it's completely different.
I think it's close.
Yeah,
I generally think it's close.
Yeah. No, I like that. You can also use a pickled onion.
Oh.
Just put a whole pickled onion in. Yeah, don't say no. You can't. You can just throw your pickled onions in the air fryer. You coat it in just salt, about half a pound of salt.
I'd eat that.
And you do that for 240 temperature. You do that for about 3 minutes.
Yeah. And
you've got yourself a little salty pickle.
I know, because I like pickled onion. Could you pickle a whole big onion?
Yeah.
It would take a while.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch that with a barge pole.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of pickled onions.
Raw onion, yeah.
I wouldn't choose to eat them. I mean, I'm not detested. I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm going to be sick, like Bruno probably would be, or he'd faint. But I mean, I would eat it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to.
Pickled eggs.
Like pickles. I don't mind a pickled egg, but I mean, I'd rather just a boiled egg than. They've been left in vinegar for 6 days.
Would you have those deviled eggs, Joe, that turn red?
Oh yeah. Yeah. How do you make those?
I have no idea. You put something in the pickling juice, mate.
Oh yeah, I'd do that. That sounds great.
They're just mucking about with eggs now. That's what's so upsetting about the whole thing.
They're mucking about with eggs.
They are mucking about it. I heard the other day about blue cheese stuffed olives. And I'm very interested.
That sounds good.
I'd be interested, but I like the feta.
I was going to say, Bruno, where are you at on olives? Are you all right with olives yet? You've always been fine with olives.
I don't know if I've always been fine, but
I feel like our timeline's the same. I think we were trying to get into them when we were like 16, 17.
I always feel like people are trying to get into olives.
Yeah.
I like them.
I don't like the black pitted olives. I like the green olives a lot. It came around the Lock Fine days.
Yeah. I think that's when we were kind of diversifying our palate.
Oh, you were in Lock Fine?
Oh, yeah, we were learning.
The old Mr. and Mrs. Bishton elevated my palate, and then
I think they're the reason I'm good with most foods now.
Yeah, I was weird as a kid because I really did. I did like years without fish because I was like, oh, my New Year's resolution is not to eat fish. It's just such a weird New Year's resolution.
Normally people go the other way.
Yeah, I guess meat. I'm just avoiding a certain type of meat.
We went for a good hot second with not eating McDonald's or any fast food.
From the age of like 14 to about 20, I don't think I ate
after that free me video, we went ham.
Yeah, it was only wrestling training that really brought back McDonald's into my life, and then since then I don't question it. But I mean, as Cody Rhodes recently said, I won't take any disrespect on the Golden Arches because I think now cruelty is so different to when what was that, 2004?
It's changed a lot.
It's very different.
I don't think they could run it if they were being cruel now.
Now, as professional wrestlers, don't laugh. Did you hear the story of what Cody Rhodes said about John Cena and what he did with the milkshake machine?
No.
So
that's a Bruno move.
It's a Bruno move, but the thing is, I've never really digested a McFlurry except that one time Bruno got me one, and I was like, this is the best.
They're good.
When you're a wrestler, the only thing open is McDonald's.
Oh.
And when you're traveling, every time, this is what you want to do. You want to go double cheeseburger, fries, and you go, can I have a milkshake because you want something sweet?
Yeah.
And they go,
you need to get calories in as well.
And they go, the machine's down. Yeah. So you go, okay, I have a Diet Coke. John Cena didn't have it. Hustle, loyalty, respect, never give up.
Yeah.
All that stuff. He went, how about this $100 bill will change your mind? And they turned it all on.
So they're never broken. They're
not broken. They don't want to. They've cleaned it and they don't want to re-clean it.
Yeah.
But what you're gonna do is get probably a McFlurry that's full of bleach.
Oh yeah.
You're probably gonna have something, a little residue in there. But yeah, I don't know. But he got it open, so I might try that next time. But I'm not gonna have $100 because I don't live in the States. But I will have a Hakimi trading card that's worth maybe £3 on the open market.
As long as it's a PSA 8, we'll be all right.
I must admit, I sent to Lewis the other day, it was an Evan Ferguson, and it was going for £3 PSA. And he was like, and I didn't read what PSA it was. And his response goes, mate, that's PSA 6. And he said, you can get PSA 7. He said, he must have had that folded up in his wallet for weeks or something. But the way he said it was his voice. He goes, brother must have that folded up in his wallet for weeks. He said, I could scrunch one up and still get a 7. He said, a 6. But the guy on stream was like, he goes, I have no clue why it's a 6. He said, it came out of the pack and I sent it away. And it was like, he's lying. Like, to get a PSA 6, that's like, yeah, it's hard work.
But I've seen some old cards from like the 70s that are PSA like 3s or 4s. But it's because they're from the 70s.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if I got my Pokemon cards done, I'm sure they're like 5 or 6. Because I was walking around with my pocket just trading them at school or whatever, and like just mashing them in my hand or whatever. But yeah, whereas now we got to wear these like white gloves. I've got Bruno's gloves there. We don't really handle them.
How do you?
No, but with the good ones they do, if you pass them in, because I want to use this on a different podcast as well. These little guys come with the thicker cases. So the big box standard top loaders, and then you've got the little plastic, like, so you put in a little baggie and then you go in a top loader and then it's fully secure. But the gloves come with it just in case you're handling a card directly out of a pack. But
yeah, because some of them are worth like...
Yeah, you do, yeah.
If you do a case break and a Yamal 1 of 1 came out, I mean, that's £500,000.
That's out there as well.
Well, no, it's not being broken yet.
It's out there somewhere.
Yeah, it's in a case somewhere.
We need a BGS 10. That's the creme de la creme.
Yeah, what were the 3 letters you just got?
It's another grading company.
We got PSA SGC and then we got a PSA.
Avoid Leaf.
All right.
Yeah, Leaf cards.
It's PSA and BGS are sort of on the same level.
Top ones, yeah. Yeah, they're interesting. They do look cool when they're in those cases, though, don't they? I think we all get a bit fooled by them. You know what I mean? Like see them in their PSA case, and you're like, probably worth something. But I mean, you could put a base card in one of them, and they do go up in value. But I mean, they still mean nothing.
They also cost you double what you paid for the card to get it graded.
Yeah.
Do we have any Pretty Deadly trading cards?
No, I'm because Lewis was going to say, because he's got
he will
a decent stock,
and they could be some. Yeah,
he was going to bring some over for this European tour, but he couldn't really figure out when we were going to do it because he wanted to get a case. We want to do a case break because in America they're a lot cheaper, so a lot of people order them in, but you have to pay a tax and things like that. But he could just bring one over. But the tour was a little bit kind of short notice, and he's on that bus show to show. It's hard to kind of be like, tell me what services the bus is stopping at, and then we'll quickly do a trade of like some cards with it. But if so and so is going there at Christmas time, I mean, you might have to bring back some cards. But we'll see. But he's got a load. Obviously, everyone has their personal collections, but ones you could sell that you feel good about. Because there's so many players, isn't there? Like, for example, Mainu. My word, do his cards go for good money. Big money. There's a youngster at Man United that everyone pulls.
Yes.
He's in every trading card, but I've never heard of him. Forsen. Do you know Forsen?
Yeah, Amari Forsen.
Mate, there are, in certain cases, they'll have like 5 Man United players. With Man United?
Did we loan him or did we sell him?
Honestly, the other one is Doak from Liverpool. Yeah. He's a youth player. I have no clue who he is. He, like, the Inception, can you pass me an Inception on top? An Inception card is a really cool looking card. It's designed by an artist, and they're high-end cards, and that's a Victor Oisman, but it's on a base. So it's a pretty regular card. I don't think Bruno can see that, but...
2 seconds.
No, you're good. But on these Inception...
It was free transfer. Amari Forsen went to...
And his cards go for massive money.
To Monza.
Oh, wow.
It's so random. Yeah, so this is an Oisman on Inception. Inception is done by an artist.
Osimhen, Victor Osimhen.
Yeah, and that's a star quality on Inception. Those cards are really good. There's only select players that come out of Inceptions because there's only probably 50 to 100 players that even come out of them. Doak and Forsen are 2 of those players from Liverpool, Man United. I've no clue who they are, really. And no one does, but everyone's like, but they're worth money. So you have to, for example, Duran, a base Duran from Villa right now is going for like £100. And it makes no sense. But in 6 months, we might not remember who he is.
Yeah.
So I don't, you never know.
I want to get an Anthony Richardson rookie card. I know that is very contrary to what I said at the start, but I still believe in the boy.
I'll say this, Bruno. I was in an auction the other day trying to sort out your Christmas present. I mean, I was seconds away from securing that exact card. I didn't, but I secured a different one.
Thanks, mate.
But Thanksgiving, you'll be seeing it. You know what I mean? But yeah, so it's been an interesting ride on the old trading cards.
That's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
So aggressive. It's definitely fun. I definitely enjoy it. I wanted to do a pepper or cornet because it's the 50th episode.
Yeah.
Are you guys happy with me doing that? Or do you have a plan?
Yeah. No.
Do it with conviction, man.
I can't sound like my nan. It was like she came.
Yeah.
She came back there. Pepper or cornet.
Yeah.
Podcasts.
Hey.
And the reason I bring this up is because it's our 50th episode. We've the market is so saturated and we're in it.
Yeah.
So saturated.
I was just going to ask because I'm a big podcast guy. Like I'm someone who I was listening to these in 2011.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember my podcast feed on my iPhone 3 or something. God knows what it was. And it was JBO and Cole show, the Cole Cabana show, and it was Russell Brand on BBC or something. It was like the big podcast at the time. And then Joe Rogan was on it, however. And then Fighter and the Kid joined, and then Steve Austin, Cheapy eventually came in, Gorilla Position. These were kind of my rotation. But I mean, that's 13, 14 years ago.
Yeah.
Fly forward all this time. There's so many podcasts. I probably listen to less podcasts.
I've condensed it.
But they're very particular podcasts. And I don't know how everyone else...
You've always been very particular with your podcasts, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty much, I was pretty much exclusively wrestling and comedy. That was it. That's all I
I'm still there.
Yeah. Whereas now I think I have one wrestling podcast, maybe two. I have an Arsenal one. I have Goldbridge. And then I have comedy. But the comedy, I must admit, Basement Yard is about all I listen to now. Don't listen to Impulsive, don't listen to Fire and a Kid, don't listen to Delia, don't listen to any of these. And for me, what I found was most of them became the comedy ones became too opinionated.
Yeah.
It's like, you listen to Rogan, you'd listen to it because he had some scientist from India on and he was going to explain a lot of stuff. And you're like, wow, I feel smarter. But really, it was just nonsense. But you were like, hell yeah. Whereas now I feel like even the comedy ones, you can't listen to it before they're like, oh no, you're stupid if you don't vote this way. Like, especially right now where it's very divisive. But I was just like, I'm just like, too many opinions, not enough funny.
Yeah.
In my opinion. On a podcast, giving an opinion, too many opinions. But that's where I'm at.
Yeah. With Rogan, I only really do it with guests I know of that are on there that I'm interested in. I know you hate him, but I love the Elon ones. I don't know why. Maybe not the recent one he did, but the first one and the second one he did, I was balls deep.
Yeah.
But Fire and the Kid, I kind of gave up on that. I do listen to it from time to time. If there's nothing else that is really like there, I kind of just if it pops up on my recommended, I'm like, let's give it a go. But I definitely don't pay attention like for the full amount anymore. I'm pretty much down to Basement Yard. New Heights and Impulsive.
I listen to New Heights, most week, pretty much. I listen to also Parsons, but I mean that's a completely niche. It's on Bleacher Report, so it's a bigger one, but I mean it's very niche to mentioning.
I listen to BFFs with Dave Portnoy, the Barstool shout out. It's a bit of a wide range. I listen to a lot of Kill Tony, even though it's a live audience one. It's still classed as a podcast.
Yeah.
It still goes up podcast, but and that's no thrills comedy. Like that's straight in your face.
Yeah, it's no wonder. Because I think now I just need it to be a little niche because if I'm feeling football, I want to listen to football.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling comedy, I want to listen to comedy. I don't like, when it's a bit.
Go on.
Sorry,
I would say you got to be a little bit careful because where do we sit as a podcast?
The thing is, us, we're so separate because we're so kind of homely. I would listen to this podcast almost like how I'd listen to New Heights, which is you're listening to it for there's football content in there, obviously, but it's supposed to be for people that know who they are now.
You feel like you're hanging out with them. Yeah,
it's the idea of like two brothers chatting, and it's kind of they talk about their dad and they talk about this, and that's kind of what we are. I like to think we're not aggressive, we're not offensive, we're not overly opinionated. It's kind of like you can throw it on and be like, I feel happy. Like Lewis has said, he throws ours on just because it's in the background, and he's like, it makes me feel comfortable because you guys are chatting or whatever.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of feel like we kind of go down. But no, you're right. I think it's just for me, it's like I need that exact thing, the kind of vague, like Basement Yard is vague, but I know I'm going to laugh. And again, it's not because they're being overly intense with their comedy. It's just
they're just being funny.
The communication, like how me and Bruno react to each other, or whatever. You're buying into that.
Yeah. I have a familiarity when I listen to podcasts. I think the only two I listen to at the minute, I listen to, and it's mainly circumstantial because there's not a lot of times I can listen to podcasts. Because when I'm driving here, I listen to Fighter and the Kid. And when I'm driving away from here, I listen to Cheapy. But it's more familiarity to the voices.
Yeah.
Because obviously we've been listening to Fighter and the Kid since
2011.
Yeah. And so it's familiarity. So I don't know what they're talking about half the time. It's just there. Yeah. And then Cheapy, they've obviously got a good thing going on with like Pete and Dip and
I don't listen to their wrestling opinion. I couldn't care less. Like the thing with wrestling is I don't really worry about their opinions. So I need to kind of, for example, Gorilla Position I don't really care about their opinions. I don't really agree with most of it, but their voices remind me of cleaning houses when we used to clean houses because that was the main podcast I used to listen to.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? Like you remember certain things, but I don't know. I just think we've been around podcasts so long now that they've kind of changed throughout time.
And they'll come back. For sure, like it's quite heightened at the moment, and it seems like people have to get to a side in America. Like there is no one that's really on the fence. So whilst it's happening, you can kind of respect it as such. Like it has to be done. I feel like once it's over, it will kind of blow over, and it'll get back to as advertised.
I mean, like social media, you just can't even look at it now. Yeah. It's just impossible.
It's crazy.
Oh my God. And the thing is,
today is the day.
It is today, yeah. And like, as far as that kind of stuff, like, I think it's probably been the maddest. I think the rest of the world all looked at America and went, "You're mad."
Yeah.
I think it's the most open where the rest of everyone looks at you. You're seeing this. And America think they're like really smart with.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this way's really good and this one's really bad, and the other one like that one's really bad. This is really good.
Yeah.
And then everyone else around is going, it's all very bad. Like,
but we're enjoying watching it from afar.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's such a big country. It has such a knock-on effect.
Yeah.
Like there's so many negatives that come with it. But I mean, you can't walk on social media. You can't. It's everywhere. And it's going to be for another few weeks because obviously whoever wins, there's going to be a backlash.
It'll be until January, until they're in.
Until they invade. The White House.
No, they don't get sworn in until either December or January.
But no,
I know way too much about American politics than I cared to.
And the thing is, you know the worst part is, none of it's like true. That's the kind of part I'm getting to. Is like you scroll through Twitter. And I keep having to like say not interested in this post. Yeah. But when I scroll Twitter, I was like, I don't have. And one guy says one thing, and then you read another one. And it's like the complete opposite. And you're like, oh wow, like. That's really impressive. You go underneath and there's people debunking it, but there's people debunking that one. You're just like, so where is the truth?
Yeah, none of it is.
It's so mad. And it's only
in the middle.
Yeah, it's designed for whatever you're kind of sticking on. Yeah. So it's shown you how mad it's got, because I mean, there's speeches from either side that are not real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That are being posted as real by like news sites. And you're just like, I can't believe it only happened in America. I mean, we had some pretty bad like situations in this country where like you go, "Wow, this is all rotten," but like you weren't getting all that nonsense. Yeah. Like it was just basic politic nonsense. But this stuff is like, I hate you, you hate me. It's so children.
Our government's just like lie, and you could tell it was a lie from the get go, because when people pressed them on it, they just kind of backed down and they just kept doing that.
It's mad. It's mad. It's going to be interesting. Did you say today is the day?
We find out about 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh my God. It's going to be so explosive.
We got fireworks here tonight. We got fireworks there tonight.
That's mad. Do you know what's crazy is when this podcast goes up, this is all in hindsight.
It's already happened, yeah.
9 wars would have stopped potentially.
That's when I know how much to cut.
Yeah. Well, I think
I'll keep it. Hey, for the unedited podcast, check out our Patreon.
Yeah. The Patreon doesn't exist, but I mean, like, it could be there. So just search it.
This will be put up on our Patreon unedited.
Well, this week.
No, when the Patreon goes up.
Gotcha. Cool. So how long is this actual episode? Probably like 40 minutes.
Where are we now? I reckon, probably about 45, 50 minutes.
Are you literally cutting from...
I don't know. It's going to be tough to cut around it without...
Just getting rid of the whole
certain things. We're just having like editorial questions now.
But anyway, Peppercorn, I think podcasts are definitely here to stay. Yeah. I'm happy with that. I like the Peppercorn boys.
This was such a short segment. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, to be fair, we did like a lot before we went off on that tangent. I think it's just, for me, I think it's getting a little bit in the weeds of every kind of middle podcast has kind of become like exactly that. It's kind of everything. And for me, it's not for me, but for most people, I'm sure it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's age. It's like, I found I liked heavier music the older I got.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really odd. I thought it'd be probably the opposite.
Yeah, you look down on like
that's interesting.
When I used to have
you're not about to say you ever liked heavier music than me.
No.
Okay, cool.
No.
I was gonna say
when I thought it was heavy music and this was my heavy music, you were like, that's soft. Like you didn't obviously say that because that's not something you say, but you ridiculed me for not having like heavier music. But then you were like, you listen to some pop, some Sabrina Carpenter or Olivia Rodrigo, and you're like, I don't understand a time when you would listen to that type of music.
I'm going to be honest, on the way to work this morning, my DAB radio is broken, so I can't hear country radio anymore. Brilliant. I have to listen to Radio 2. I'm at the age now where I listen to Radio 2. And they played some Sabrina Carpenter. I've never heard Sabrina Carpenter. I've heard this name a lot. I don't know who she is.
What do you think?
Good. It's all right. I wouldn't choose to put it on.
Yeah. When would you listen to it?
When it randomly comes on the radio,
and your radio's broken.
I'm driving to work and my country radio's broken, and I'm kind of like, this is nice.
It's nice, but I mean, it's got a bit of sass to it that's kind of... For example, I'd listen to Nicki Minaj in the gym because I can see the kind of little beat to it and like, oh, here I am, I'm the best. But pop music, I'd listen to Hanson because it's like loud and happy.
Boy bands.
But these Sabrina Carpenters and the likes now, they kind of verge between the two, where it's kind of not fully like pumping up, let's go, but it's not fully pop because they're like, you know,
a bit sassy.
They sound a bit sassy in there. And you're like, oh, I've been thrown off.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Because do you know when I drove us to Cardiff for Matt Rife and I did my Peppercorn playlist, which is anything from like 2022 upwards, like new releases, basically the new playlist, and it had such a mix of like it had musical, it had heavy, what I consider heavy, like with the Parkway included as well, Bring Me, and then it went to the poppy side. Like I was listening to Gracie Adams' Risk on my way back from Portsmouth on Sunday, and the thought in my head came, if Scott was in this car right now, I feel like he'd be looking at me because I was just enjoying myself.
No, but that's because you're enjoying some good pop music.
Yeah.
I just think like the modern pop music, I'm just old. But the thing is, I love Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
And that's got a bit of like, you know, break up with your boyfriend.
I think music is so just for
Isn't it just
everyone.
brilliant? It's
like,
just so brilliant, isn't it?
It's so good.
No, you're right.
Like it hits people so differently. Like I listen to certain music in certain situations.
Right, you do. That's true. In all fairness.
So.
Just making sure the OBS is still recording. No, I don't know.
That bit of technology will never let you down. All right, Bruno.
Surprised.
That's the Bruno stamp. Is that OBS?
Yeah, I've had OBS cut out the mic midway, but I think it's probably more of a me wire problem. Yeah. I'm so deep in this podcast game. I say that. I didn't think I would be this deep. No, the heavier music happened. I don't know what happened there, but like for example, when Joe listened to Parkway back in the day, I was like, "What is that? It's nonsense. It's too much." And I remember we saw them, and I was like, and I wish I had seen them because they're probably my top 3 favorite bands now. So I don't know. It's something happened. I think I like extremes. I want to listen to sad country music.
Yeah.
Or I want to listen to very aggressive metal.
I like the extreme, and I like it in that playlist where it goes from one to the other. Like I said, and you said, I know you actually liked it when I brought it up last time, but when I originally did, you were like, never say that. I was like, I'm very polyjamorous.
I think it's genius. That's brilliant.
I got it on TikTok.
A t-shirt.
I can't take that credit, but yeah.
Who did it originally? Give me a name.
I can't. I don't know.
All right, name someone from school that I wouldn't remember right off the top of my head. It's a podcast for 90. I was like very good. Very good. I have a story about her, but I thought you were going to say Sam. Yeah. And I thought that's such a. I thought I would have been a cop out because that we would know that.
You brought her up. I went through in my head because I was like, nah.
Like I would name all these people.
He'll do that. I was like, it might be a one.
That's a really good one. I didn't think it's bad. I think it's better. She broke her arm on a trampoline once, and her and I for about 6 weeks would have to watch PE together because I'd snapped my arm at that point.
Bambi, for crying out loud.
Was she Bambi?
I think you were both Bambi, weren't you? Obviously,
yeah, I was definitely Bambi.
PE together yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I can't remember what year it was or anything, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Oh my god, I've just dirtied the gloves. I've been pushing the white gloves into the side. Now they're black. Oh no.
Yes.
I'm such a fidgeter.
Yeah.
Bro, do you ever get into fidget spinners? I can't remember.
Not fully, but I definitely do like them. Not necessarily that one, but I do like fidgeting with stuff.
I think I'd really like a fidget spinner now, I think.
Yeah, if I imagine Bruno, I always imagine him taking one knee and just running one coin down the back of his knuckles and then back around.
I wish I could.
No, yeah.
I wish I could.
But if you just said, yeah, I know, then we could have put that over. Perception's reality, babe.
I saw one today, which was like where you could lock it and then...
That's a yo-yo, brother.
It had loads of stuff to it. But yeah, I would 100%. But it has to, but not that one. I didn't really... Actually, did I? I did actually quite like doing...
Yeah.
I had to get one.
Bruno was a big lighter guy when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah. Flicking a Zippo.
Yeah, he had a Zippo. He was like... That'll get you banned on YouTube, that movement.
Yeah, it's not... I'll blur it.
We got... what's it called? Strike on TikTok because I had a pen in my mouth.
Yeah.
I thought it was a vape.
Yeah.
Thought it was a...
Okay. Well, he's taking it one step further, isn't he? Well, that's the episode. I don't know how long that was because a whole chunk got cut.
Yeah.
Because we got too deep into the thing that I said podcasts are not good for.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so... Yeah,
there's irony there.
We saw how easy it was.
Essentially, we got into a political debate. You didn't hear it, but I mean, one day you might hear it. But if not, who cares? Because it's not our country.
Yeah.
But we did talk about podcasts.
We did.
But guys,
because of podcasts. Thank you, Mark Maron.
Thank you, Mark Maron. The Wildcat, married to Sable.
Yes.
Cool. So we are on YouTube at the Peppercorn Boys. We're obviously on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music with Peppercorn Boys. Give us a 5-star review. Let everyone know about the podcast. Best thumbnails of the business, that is Bruno. If you want to hire him, obviously go to bjhawkins.btinternet.gmail or something along those lines. It's close, right? Either way.
Yeah.
If you're watching this and you like the thumbnails, comment underneath if you want to hire him because he'll do it. He'll do it. And obviously we're on Whatnot now, the Peppercorn Boys. We are Peppercorn Sports cards. Give us a check if you ever have a time. We've put a link in our Instagram on the Brother Zor. If you click on it, you get £10 to play with if you want to pick up some Pokemon cards or anime, clothes, Yeezys, trading cards, lights. They sell anything on there, really. It's really interesting. Can't read him. Can't read him. Don't know what he wanted there.
No,
you're not happy with all that plugin? You're not happy with that?
No, that was good.
Okay, cool.
It was good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Because 50 episodes in, we should be getting better at this. I mean,
we do need a formula. That's for sure.
I think we need a formula.
I've tried to install it. But
honestly, I think you should come with the 3 questions every week, because the most fun I've ever had was last week when you asked it.
I tried to find some deep dive stuff on that, but a lot of it was just like Tosh on Reddit, which was annoying. There's a lot of NSFW stuff, and that's not. We're not a little crude podcast, are we?
We're not. And on that note, Bruno, you little todger. Do you not think that word's not used enough?
I love that word.
As a fun little word, yeah. It makes me think of eating like glizzies. Or of like an inflatable.
Yeah.
Like something fun.
Yeah. Whimsical
even. Anyone got anything to say before we do actually?
No, I think I'm good. Enjoy you would have enjoyed your firework night. Keep your dog safe.
Oh, and Sky TV do have a channel now. I don't know what channel it is. Look it up. I think it's 312. They have soothing sounds, and certain films are really good for dogs.
I like that a lot.
So you can play it louder and have it all day, so in case they hear it. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see you next week at Peppercorns for episode 51. This is actually episode 1 of the new series, believe it or not. That's how we're doing it in series. So we're having 6 weeks off now, and then we're going to do season 1's finished. We're joking. We're back next week with episode 51. And
how crazy in 2 weeks' time it's going to be a year worth of
Peppercorn
podcasting.
Yeah. And that isn't a week you're here, is it? That might be the week after. 51 is...
I'm not sure if I can't get my calendar up now, because...
I think it might be 53. And we'd be recording it like 5 days earlier than when it comes out.
So 51, 52... Yeah, 53, we won't be there. So it'll probably be 54.
Okay.
That
in person.
I'll be around. Yeah.
Bit of excitement.
We'll see. Plans haven't been confirmed yet.
Oh, they're not? Okay, I still would check. I know Little Red's not coming because he made a thing of that.
Yeah, I know. I don't. If you get Little Red, I'll be there.
Cool. Oh, yes. Okay. I thought he would secure you, but that's cool. Anyway, we'll see you next week on episode 51. You, Bruno.
Let the people say